Thanks a lot for coming in.
Good morning. Happy to be here.
Something about this community appeals to you?
This is a wonderful place to live.
For Kelowna Now, this is Kent Mulgat.
And we're joined by Theresa May of the newly minted Theresa May Talent Agency.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
So tell us, why do you think there's a need for a Kelowna-based talent agency?
Well, as you know, our film industry is growing. We have a lot of talent here in Kelowna and all of the Okanagan, and people are coming here. The film industry is coming here. We have just had a major studio that is visiting and looking at filming here very recently. It's Universal Studio and NBC. So some of the bigger major studios with a name behind it is coming here to film. So with that need, we do need actors, we do need background extras, and people to be a part of it.
Right. So I would think right out of the gate, if a person signs up with your agency, there they would be on a list initially for extras and things. There would be, I'm sure there might be some filmmakers that need that, and there would be their name on paper, and that could be a foothold for them, I suppose.
Well, the thing is, why bring people or send them down to Vancouver to do auditions, or have those producers bring the talent from Vancouver and then they have to pay the extras, extra bit of expense, pay the hotel room for staying, when we actually have local people who can audition from here. We are trying to bring the producers here to audition people and keep the money here locally as well. So it's to grow our own economy, right? Have the support of, the producers coming here, have the government backing us, keep the dollars here in our own economy.
So at the outset, from what I read, there's no fee initially?
No, there's no fee to join. You just submit your form. When your picture goes up, when you submit there, you upload a good, clear photo. Sometimes that is the first impression of, say, a casting director goes to my website, they're looking by a picture. That's your first impression, right? That's their first impression of just glancing through photos. And if that look fits, whether it's a background or I have 3 categories: actors, which is maybe a principal role, some part for speaking, or background extra, and then I have a category for children. Anyone under the age of 18, I post them in that category because they're minor, they will need their parental signature, and so I put that into that category. So they will look at your face and they go, okay, that part, this is the face I'm looking for.
Right.
So you want to have a good, clear photograph of just a headshot. So it costs nothing to join because I'm just posting you out there.
Is that unusual? Wouldn't most talent agencies require a fee at the beginning?
I think some do. I think they've had some of these fly-by-night people who've come to town and they say, you know what, we have a casting call, come and join. I've heard from many people, they say, I think there was a friend of mine, they said, come and bring your kids in. Initially they go, do a little casting call. They actually call it a casting call. They put your child up there, say a few lines. They will say, oh, they have the potential.
Right.
Come back. The next day they want you to put money down. Then they want you to take pictures and all of this and to sign on and say that they will find them work.
So, but how does it work for you as a business? If you're not, is there a finder's fee when you hook, say, a filmmaker up with some talent? Then do you make a bit of money at that moment, or just wondering how it works as a business?
Okay, as a business, as an agent, all agencies will sign a contract once there is a role to be filled. So if I say, for example, there's a role for you, Kent, I will make sure you get to the audition. We will then sign a contract. So there's a contract agreement between you and I, and when you are paid, that's when I get paid.
Right, okay.
Okay, so the production
So it's like a placement fee at that point.
It's not a placement fee. You get paid, then I get paid.
Okay.
So I take a percentage.
Right.
So
okay.
it's a percentage. I work on percentage.
Right. So initially free, and you get on
So
that
I have
list.
to work hard for you, right?
Right.
So in order for me to be paid, I find work for you, and then once you're paid, I get paid.
Okay. Now, Would that be exclusive? Like, could I, let's say if I really wanted to pursue this, you've got me really thinking about, maybe
Yeah, signing up, right?
moving up. Could I also sign with a different agency as well, or does it have to be exclusive? How does that work?
Under the contract, there is a restriction that, I am the person in the Okanagan. That is not to withhold you from going to another city.
Right.
I think there are rules within there. You can sign up with other cities. There's also different
So
countries.
I could have a Vancouver agent and a Kelowna agent?
Yes, correct.
All right.
Okay, and also I could be looking for productions in Vancouver and sending you there. But once you're there, I have sent you there, you have to put my name as your agent.
Right.
Okay, and an agency can only take a maximum of 15%. So if you have an agent that tries to take 20% from you, that is not right.
Right. Okay, so one difficulty I see is that in the beginning, that you have no established reputation yet. So someone won't have heard of it yet. So, but I guess you got to start somewhere.
That's right. And you know what? It's just through my background of networking. That's what I've always done. Through all the different work that I've been doing, I go out there, I network with people. So it started out, my background has always been, I started out as a teacher. That is my background. But wow, over 30 years ago, I'm giving away my age, in Halifax, I was doing some background extra, did some commercial work, and I can tell you that the best money I ever made was 45 minutes of work in a commercial, and I made $375.
Yeah.
Right? That's good money.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was like 30 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So then in Vancouver, I did a little bit of extra work as well. I came here, I did the same thing. And there were 3 films filmed here in the course of 6 weeks last year, at the end of the year. They needed so many people. So working with, some other casting directors, I said, oh, do you need more people? So I sent her 12 friends or more, and everybody got in because they needed people up at Big White, they needed them down south in the Vineyard, they needed them downtown. So they needed people everywhere. And I was just, then somebody said to me, well, have you thought of being a talent agent? Because you've got people.
Yeah.
And you're sending them. So why not get paid while you're doing it?
Yeah.
So I sat there and I was sitting, and there's a lot of sitting. We might, when you're doing background extra, you're not always there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're just a blur in the background, right?
Yeah.
So some people love it because there's excitement, behind the set. Or you can sit there, read a book, research, do whatever you want, do your work, or make some friends, right? Play some cards. So I sat there and I started researching what is behind an agent. What does an agent do? How many agents are there? So that's when I went to that BC agent list, and I found that there were 110 licensed BC agents. All of them were in the Lower Mainland, with exception of one. There was one in Kamloops, licensed agent. There was nobody in Kelowna.
Right. So there you go.
So I looked at what does it take to do one? Costs a little bit of money. Everything costs money. So I went and registered, and it took six days.
Right.
I had to write, an agreement, fill in some paperwork, send them some money, and I put my application in, and now I am the 111th, and my agency is now.
There you go.
Yeah, part of it.
So if someone thinks, okay, I'm interested in film roles, and they might want to sign up with you, I take it you've got a meet and greet, so people can ask their own questions.
Right.
On Sunday.
On Sunday, because I don't have a shop as such, can't do an open house, I decided to have a meet and greet and bring in the film industry people, right? It's a matter of networking and collaboration.
Right.
Because I believe that we live in a small town, everybody runs into everybody, we need to be able to work together in an industry like this. So I do have speakers, I do have people who are casting directors, people who teach workshops and seminars, photographers, people who actually support the industry. I also have a friend who's part of this industry, who started out like myself, who did some background extra. Now he's doing some actual speaking roles. He will tell us about his journey and maybe how he got started. Right. So I've got lined up about 10 to 12 speakers. They will have about 2 minutes to talk about you know, what they do and how they can help other people. It's open to the public.
Right.
So,
So can anyone go? Do you need to have background in acting or modeling or anything?
not really, like, because anybody can be a background extra, right? And they need all age
They need
groups.
different looks, right?
Yeah, they need different looks. We need different ethnic backgrounds because there are films like that will require that.
Yeah.
They need young people. They need older people. So
Yeah, you said ages 3 to 103.
That's
so
just covering all ground.
104-year-olds
You're
need
cut off.
not apply.
That's right. They do. They need babies too, really.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. And there is a submission form that is on my website, so people can just submit to it. You know, it doesn't mean that, you know, you're hooked once you're there, that I'm making you pay for anything. You just signed up. You are, you know, you're allowing me to post your photo, and then we sign the contract once you have your job, right? Once I give you an audition to go to. It's a great event. There's just going to be, you know, questions that, you know, you may have that can be answered.
Right.
Right?
And at free, you know, if free is the price,
That's
it's not
right.
a big risk for anyone to take a run at this.
That's right. And John Summerland, our film commissioner, was supposed to be there,
Right?
but something big really happened.
Okay,
and-
so he's going to be busy, but
That's right.
But the Film Commission supports what you're doing.
Yes, he does. Yes, I've spoken to him, and like I said, he was going to be my key, you know, my first speaker, but he let me know that he was going to be accompanying the major studio in the Okanagan that weekend,
Right.
and he was sorry that, you know, he sent his regrets that he could not be there.
But yet it's
But-
good news in a way. He's busy in a film-related thing.
Exactly. It's a major thing. And I said, hey, you know what? If you happen to be not down the winery showing them around, you're in town, you should bring them into a room filled with people
Yeah.
who are key, you know, who are part of the film industry and the interested public who may be part, you know, there.
Well, thanks for coming in and telling us about
Yeah.
it, Teresa May from
Thank you so much for
Teresa
having
May
me.
Talent Agency.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching Kelowna Now.